today I've got two people alongside me that's gonna help out this overall video. You are
Yuna.
And you are
James.
And I'm Joseph. Today we've got a couple of parts that we want to look at. We want to look at the box that Yuna is standing in front. Any guesses to what this is?
It says on the very front next below Ridge, computer case. So that's my best guess that it is.
So it is a computer case from Fractal Design, and it is called Ridge. And I picked this specific case because I don't need a computer that's really powerful. I just need something that gets the job done, specifically Minecraft for these young people. I wanted it to be in a smaller case so that I can just tuck it on the side of the desk rather than it resting on top of the desk. So this is what we are trying to do. I'm gonna get this box open and show you what's inside. We're gonna pull it out this way. Silica gel, do not eat this. And then here is the Ridge accessories box. It's gonna have all the parts we need, but mainly we're after more silica gel. I can't see you, James. Where are you? Oh, there you are. So this is what it looks like. It seems pretty heavy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What color is it?
Black.
Yeah. So this is what it looks like. It looks like this. It is pretty compact. I wanted it to kind of do a standing position like this so that it can just stand next to the desk on the floor. And this is actually quite a similar configuration as Node 202 that I built a long time ago, and I'm very familiar with that case. And the overall configuration is quite similar with that. However, this is a bit more modern and got a couple of features that are much nicer than that case. Notably, the mesh panel here that looks really nice, along with the USB type A ports and a C and a headphone jack in there. And instead of the annoying screws that you have to open, you undo that thumb screw and then the panels just come off like that rather than using a screwdriver. So this is what the inside looks like. You've got the two included panels in here for heat dissipation. Do you know what that means?
So you can get rid of the heat so it doesn't overheat and then the computer or monitor won't work.
Yeah, you can optionally put a graphics card here, but I'm not gonna actually do that today because I don't think we need graphics card for this machine. And all you need to supply in this machine, our case at least, is the motherboard here and then the power supply there, and that's pretty much it. In terms of the accessories box, we've got a manual. We've got a GPU riser or a bracket along with a couple of screws that we're gonna need to use for mounting different components. And here is a little feet that goes on the case, I believe. Thank you. And this is a big feet that goes underneath the case. I think you need to use this for standing configuration. You can have it either oriented flat down like this or standing up. In our case, we're gonna stand it up, so that's what we're gonna use. All right, let's put away the accessories box. Keep all of these stuff on the side. Why don't you open up that bag for me? You and I are gonna assemble a couple of things here. Let's put this aside. Could you bring me the black box? So this is a power supply that we're gonna put it in here. It is 450 watt Fractal Design power supply. I got this from Node 202 unit long time ago, but it has been working fine so far and I plan on using this. I think it's more suitable since they're both Fractal Design. And here is the motherboard and everything attached to it. This is basically all I need for this PC. I'm not looking for high performance. You can see the OEM CPU cooler from Intel, and then I got the SSD attached. You can attach a graphics card, however, in this configuration, I don't think we are gonna do that, and I've got the RAMs already attached. This is enough for their purposes. What are you gonna do on this one, James?
Oh, Minecraft.
He's got his world in here, so we're gonna make sure that this thing works in there.
I do have a question.
Yeah?
Why is it called the motherboard?
I mean, you can call it the main board as well, but it is often called motherboard because everything attaches to it. Like a mothership is where the big ship is, right? So motherboard, that's kind of how it makes sense. Let's put this power supply aside for now and then focus on this motherboard. All right, we're gonna undo zip ties here to make some space. So I'm gonna leave these on the spot just so that I can manage later on too. But gotta make the space for the motherboard. Not zip ties, cable ties. The zip ties are the one that goes zip, and these are just cable ties. Have these out of the way, that one, and then these are fan cables. So we have these standoffs, 1, 2, 3, 4 for this motherboard, and I need to situate this on the back. And before you lower the motherboard, you've got to make sure there is an IO shield installed right there to fill up the hole, otherwise you're gonna have a gaping hole. IO shield, you know, is right there, the silver piece. Can you grab that for me? Thank you. So we're gonna put it in like this. And it's easily bendable, so you've got to be careful when putting this thing in. But it should kind of snap in if you get all the corners. There you go. Snapped right in. And then lower the motherboard in there. It's gonna be quite a tight fit, given the case is quite small. And then I noticed that there is a GPU riser that I need to get rid of in order to install the motherboard. Any idea how to get rid of this bracket? Maybe undo this, the middle bracket. 1, 2.
Looks like you have to do it.
And then position this so all those standoffs are lining up properly. And there's gonna be some screws in here that I'm gonna have to use. I think these are the right screws. We gotta use total of 4. You can remove this plug in order to tighten that screw over there, but I do have my trick, which is to use this screwdriver that has a long extending point, and that should be enough to reach, I think. All right, that is in. So all 4 of them have been screwed in. Now we've got to make sure the power supply is in. We're using these screws, I think. No, these. Yep. Okay, trying to get the power supply bracket out, but it looks like I need to undo the ones on the back. So let me undo the ones that are on the back. Undo this thumb screw to get the back panel off. These 2 are the screws for the power supply. It says SSD, but it is attached to the power supply. So once you do that, you can flip it over and then get this out. Once that is out, you could mount this which way? I'm gonna make sure the fan is pointing upwards. So this thing came in like that. So I'm gonna put it in like this. Can you hold on to these 3 screws for me? One more. Thank you. Thank you. And because it's on a difficult spot to get to, I'm gonna make sure it is on, and then I'm gonna have to connect the extension cable, which is this one here. Connect that. Get this routed in there. James, can you hold on to these 4 screws for me? And then 1. Thank you. And then we're gonna flip it over, and then we're gonna screw 2 more in. Thank you. We got 4 screws back in. We didn't lose any, did we?
Nope.
All right. And then we've got to make sure all the cables are connected. To the motherboard, we just need these 2 cables connected. The 24-pin connector and then the CPU. All 8 of them have to connect, so I'm gonna combine them and then connect. It's kind of tight in there because it is right next to the power connector. And this specific design doesn't allow you to like combine it really well. So I can actually connect the ones separately. So connect the 4 first, and then the second half. Okay, that is in. Make sure it is staying out of the trouble by getting caught up in CPU fan, and then route it this way so that it is avoiding colliding with the 24-pin connector. I'm just kind of tucking it in. And then this is a 24-pin, usually the hardest one to push into. You can usually kind of combine this so that you get all 24 pins connected together again. And that is in. And then we're gonna try to connect the rest of the headers. I'm gonna see if I can run this computer without these two included fans, because I don't think we need a ton of cooling. If I have any heat issues, I might connect it up to the board so that they actually spin and circulate more air. But I do need to connect the front I/O headers. First, this one is for USB Type-C, which this board does not have, I believe. So I'm gonna keep this one out. And then this is USB Type-A or 3. So I'm gonna put that in there. I'm gonna make sure that it is nicely tucked away as well. And then this is the headphone connector. One's back here, so I'm gonna have to somehow reach all the way there. So that one is in. I got 4 tiny pin connectors. What does this say, James?
Power LED plus, power LED minus.
What does this one say?
Power SW.
Yeah, power switch. So I'm gonna try to find that on the board. Do consult with your board manual with it, but I think I got this one. Tuck away some of these cables so that I got more space here. And then I'm gonna have to put this one back on. There is a little clear connector. So I'm just gonna connect this on here, although I'm not gonna connect the GPU. That way it is just securely in there. It is gonna be just additional bracket for the case. And I'm gonna use these screws again. So could you help me with that, James? All right, so let's attach these back on. If you were to use graphics card, then you can use this bracket to connect back onto the bracket that's GPU bracket that is here and basically connect it. I'm not going to use that, so I'm going to keep this one out. Again, if you want to mount additional fans, you can use these fan screws and additional storage device screws. And then here are 4 screws that I didn't use and some extra actual, these are called zip ties, and this is just a cable tie. One other thing that we need to make sure is these fans spin without touching other things. Do they look good?
Yeah.
And then this one is good. It is going to draw air from here and then dissipate this way. It's going to push air this side. And this is going to draw air from the top and then down, and then it is going to dissipate either side. And that should be enough, I think. Just to kind of show you, although we don't need to, the front panel comes off quite easily. It's magnetic. So once you get this panel a bit dusty due to the air moving around, then you can just pop this off easily, vacuum it out, and then just put it on the spot, and then it's just gonna snap right in. I really like that clean magnetic design. And if you wish to, you can mount a couple more fans down this end, and you can pop the panel off by unscrewing these. So undo these screws, and then pull out this top panel. And then, is that how it goes?
Yeah.
Or
well,
like...
there's screws, so you need to, like, you see this little big hole?
Oh,
they need to
okay. This is how it goes. These screws?
And these are with little small holes.
4 screws that are in the bag are the ones for this. So it goes right in. You guys want to do this?
Sure. Yes, I want to try. I have shaky hands.
That's okay.
And now.
Okay. So I guess we need to put this back on. Is this how it's supposed to go?
Yeah, you're supposed to lift it.
I know, but which way is the front? This is the front. So shouldn't it go like that?
Yeah, I don't think it really matters.
Well, I think it matters to have the logo on the front. All right, that's in. Thank you.
Good.
James, can you do the thumb turn?
I want to try this one.
Okay.
Yeah, where's the thumb turn
All
actually?
right, hold on. I gotta close it first. All right, thumb turn.
Oh.
Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Keep going. All right. And then we're gonna flip it over. There you go. Close that.
These are fun.
Yeah?
We
Okay.
should call them fun turns.
Fun turns?
Yeah.
All right, fun turns are done. I do see these little spots for you to put this feet as well as the little prop up feet if you want to have it in a horizontal configuration. However, we're not gonna do that, so I think that's okay. And now we got the feet and it is gonna stand like that. You got any complaints?
Looks very nice.
It does look very nice.
That's not a complaint.
This thing is actually metal as well. It's pretty well built.
I think that part is like the coolest.
Yeah, I think so too. They do have white version as well.
Oh.
Well, we're gonna clean this one up. All right, so this is looking like it is done. If you wanna open it, it is quite easy to open because this thumb screw design is allowing it to open quite easily, which is a difference from the previous Node 202 design. You can see the overall components in there.
Like, I love the magnetism.
So you can just pop it back on. You just gotta connect it up to next to the desk and you guys are good to go. You guys ready for all that?
Yes.
That was it with the Fractal Ridge case, a small form factor computer that kids could enjoy. But if you want to fit in more powerful components, you can certainly do that. We didn't utilize all the space that is built in with it, but I really like this overall form factor. It is compact and it is gonna stand quite nicely next to their desk. So it's not gonna be an eyesore. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. And overall build was smooth. If you have enjoyed this content,
Please like this video.
and if you wanna continue watching these type of videos,
Please subscribe.
thank you so much for watching
Thank you so much for watching.
and see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.